Hi, my name's Beau and I'm a hormone expert. What does that mean? I help women and men look after their hormones. Now, hormones are things that our bodies produce. So every single human being produces hormones. In fact, all animals do. And they're our body's way of taking a message from, say, your brain down to your ovaries or another part of your body. And it really is the communication system of the body. Now, if we're getting overwhelmed in one part, so if our brains are overly reactive, it will send down lots of hormones to another part. And what ends up happening is we get a physiological and a physical response to that hormone, which may not be actually what we want, i.e. we might gain fat around our belly, or we might get really anxious, or we might get high blood sugar levels, or we might go through a natural occurrence in life such as menopause, and if we haven't transitioned nicely into that state, we'll be lacking in some hormones, and that creates a whole plethora of issues. So what I want to do is share with you what I know about hormones, and I'm going to give them to you in little punchy grabs. And if you found hormones, and if you've ever studied hormones before, you'll probably, oh my god, that's pretty boring. Hopefully I'll relate it to you in a way that you find really meaningful, really useful, and even sexy. I've learned over the years that hormones answer a lot of unanswerable questions, and they are quite sexy, and they give us so many clues to what's going on here, here, and here. So if that's okay, I thought I'd share with you a little personal journey. So it started back in 2004, and it was just before Christmas, about a week and a half out from Christmas, and I decided to have a dinner party for my closest 20 friends and their partners. And we were the only couple I was married at the time, and had a nice house, and we were the only people with children. So I had a 4-year-old at the time, and I also had a little baby, 10-month-older. I had a booming business. I had 3 clinics as a naturopath. I had 5 staff. I was back at university getting another degree. So I've got a background in nursing and pharmacology and natural medicine, but I was doing my bachelor in health science. So I was busy. I had a very good life, and I was also training for the Australian team for dragon boating, it was quite a big gig. We were off to Philadelphia. So I had a few things on, organised this dinner party, and some things I've learned about dinner parties is, 1, don't ever try a recipe you've never done before, and 2, don't have it on a Friday night, because on a Friday night, particularly if you work, everything's a little bit rushed, and I now know there's no point in doing anything in life unless the whole process is one of enjoyment. So anyway, I set up to do this dinner party, and everyone started arriving, and I'm pouring champagnes, and we've all got our tinsel and little Santa hats on, and it was turning into the vibe was awesome, and it was going to be a great night. So I'm there in the kitchen, X is out by the spa, X, you know where this story went, and I'm stuffing a turkey, and I've done this ham, which I've never done before, and that tasted awesome. I had baked veggies, desserts, I had it all going on. Anyway, I had my hand in this turkey, and I was basting it, stuffing it, whatever the technical term for putting stuffing in a turkey is. Anyway, and my little baby crept on out, so it was around about 7 o'clock or so. So she came out in her nappies, and that distinct smell of pooey nappies. Well, anyway, above the turkey and everything else, all the other aromas that were just fulfilling the kitchen, came this waft of, oh my goodness, Maisie's done a whoopsie. So I had my hand in the turkey, and I'm like this, and I'm looking down at the turkey, and I've looked over to my ex-husband. I said, can you come in and change Maisie's nappy? I need some help. Anyway, he looked over, I'll never forget it. He looked over, and his mates were there, and they're all drinking beers, and he said, no. I just went, oh, what? Did I hear you right? Anyway, he said no. And it was one of those moments where, I think for me, it was one of those turning points. We've all had them, and this is certainly one where if I could have, I would have been a lot more volatile. It was a moment where I felt so unsupported, so unloved, so what on earth am I doing raising this man's children if he can't even change a nappy, and more importantly, he's going to change the nappy. So it was one of those moments where I felt something shift in me, and in fact I called it a rage. I called it a rage from within, because I didn't understand what happened, but I had this incredible anger where I wanted to lash out and scream at him, but I couldn't because there were lots of people there. So anyway, long story short, I changed Maisie's nappy and came back to the kitchen. Didn't talk to him all night, as we do. But anyway, after I came back to the kitchen, two of my male friends came in and they bailed me up in the kitchen. Two close friends, one's now died, it was an accident, but anyway, both of them came into the kitchen and they pushed me against the wall and they said, "Sammy, when you speak like that, you sound like an absolute bitch." Now, for someone who prides themselves on being, you know, a really nice person, honest person, I travel around the world, I help out orphanages, I do so many things to make people's lives easier and better, I was really shocked and embarrassed, and I felt this world of shame that I'd never felt before. And I could nearly cry actually, because I felt like I was being stripped down and I felt like they were seeing a side of me I didn't want people to see. But at the same time, I've learnt now 10 years on that shame that I had wasn't really shame. It was just I had been maybe a bit curt with my tongue, but it wasn't that big a deal. Anyway, I left the marriage 8 days later. I thought if I could be that angry and really not like my husband at the time, then I wasn't worthy of staying in the relationship. So 8 days later I said this is over. 3 weeks later I moved out. What that led to was a personal journey of discovery. So I had no answers why I had this rage, and you know, I was doing lots of things, but I thought I was pretty balanced and really happy. So I went to doctors, I went to chiropractors, osteopaths, psychologists, you name it. I started digging through encyclopedias, seeking out professional opinions on why I had this anger. Now, no one had an answer for me, not one. And in fact, I got offered antidepressants on the couple of visits I went to a doctor to discuss it, and that's not what I wanted. I wasn't depressed, I just was flipped out by my own anger, and it really shocked me. So then I started thinking, what else could this be? And I've got a nursing background, a pharmacology background, and a natural medicine background. I knew somewhere I'd have an answer. So I did my saliva test and tested my hormones, and therein laid the answer. My male hormone, which is our testosterone women, it was through the roof. It was high. It would have been much higher than my husband's at the time, and that was my problem. So I started researching it, and I had a clinic of women. You know, I had 5 staff, and we all started asking the same question of women: do you get angry? Do you feel irritable? Do you get cranky? The results were incredible. An amazing amount of women get angry. Amazing amount of women go to bed each night feeling guilty because they yelled at their children when they only did something minor. And a lot of women don't know what's going on, and they freak out like I did at their own. They get scared, I think, and there's no answer for where it's coming from. So I've made this my mission in life. I've written a book. I've written 5. Actually, I've got 5 published books, but one of them I'll show you in the next video clip. It's called Beauty and the Beast Within, and it's an overview to testosterone and why it makes us get angry and why we get that response, because certainly lifestyle drives it, stress drives it, lack of support from partners drives it. So I wrote the book, and I've been on TV quite a lot with it, Sunrise and Today, and Today Tonight about 5 times. I'm a public speaker. This is me au naturel. I'm in the office, my hair's down, I'm not frocked up. And what I really want to share with you over these next few clips is some very honest, hopefully helpful tips for you that possibly will change your life, and I dare say improve it. So I'm looking forward to the journey with you.